I'm gonna go all in on this one, because honestly, this storyline, it's messy, kind of wild, but also low-key has that emotional punch that General Hospital sometimes accidentally nails. So, yeah. General Hospital spoilers are hinting hard that Sidwell loses his only son, Marco. And I'm not going to lie, that kind of loss, that's not just plot device stuff. That's the kind of thing that either breaks a man into dust or flips him into something completely different. No in between. Not really. And me? Yeah, I went straight to revenge at first. Like, duh, that's the easy route, right? Villain loses kid, goes full psycho, blames sunny chaos everywhere. Classic soap math. You don't even got to think, but hold up. The more I sit with it, the more I'm like, nah, maybe that's too obvious, too clean. GH doesn't always play clean. Sometimes they zig when you're already rolling your eyes expecting the zag. First thing first, Sidwell organizing Marco's funeral. That image alone, man, it hits weird. Like imagine him standing there trying to keep it together, people whispering fake sympathy all over the place, and he's just hollow. Not angry yet, not loud, just empty. And that kind of silence, yeah, that's more dangerous than yelling. Because grief don't always scream. Sometimes it just sits there, rotting everything inside. And here's where my brain starts going sideways a bit. What if Sidwell doesn't go after Sonny right away? What if he thinks about it? I think, like, yeah, of course he does. Sonny's always the easiest target in this town. Everything somehow circles back to him. But suspicion ain't the same as certainty. And if Sidwell's not 100% sure, that hesitation, that's new territory for a guy like him. Because villains don't hesitate. They act. They burn stuff down first, ask later, or never. So if Sidwell pauses, that's already a shift. And yeah, I know what fans are thinking. Revenge arc. Blood for blood. Marco dies, somebody got to pay. Simple. But let me throw this out there. What if losing Marco doesn't make Sidwell more violent? What if it makes him tired? Like dead tired. Spiritually, morally, all that. Because think about it. He's done all the shady stuff, played all the angles, been that guy, and what did it get him? Not power, not peace, not even control. It got him a dead son. That's the kind of wake-up call you don't ignore, unless you're completely gone already. And Sidwell, I don't think he's fully gone, not yet anyway. Also, we got to talk about his past connections, because that stuff matters more than people admit. Lucy, Ava, those weren't just random flings. There was something real-ish there. Messy, yeah, but real enough to show Sidwell ain't incapable of feeling something beyond manipulation. And now, Britt. Okay, this is where things get interesting and kinda chaotic in a good way. So Britt, she's already walking around with that ticking clock over her head. Her condition, the whole treatment situation, it's fragile, unstable. And now Cullum goes and smashes the 2 vials like some unhinged maniac at the pier. Like, bro, what was the reason? Now suddenly, Britt's back to square one. No treatment, no safety net, just time running out again. And yeah, that alone is tragic enough. But wait, Sidwell and Cullum, same side. Same dark little club. So what if, and this is where I start spiraling a bit, what if Sidwell still has access to the treatment? Like Cullum destroyed what Britt saw, but that doesn't mean that was all of it. Villains lie all the time, especially to each other. So imagine this, Sidwell sitting there after Marco's death, holding on to something that could save a life. That's power, but it's also a choice. And for once, the choice ain't about control, it's about what kind of man he wants to be now. So yeah, I can totally see this playing out. Sidwell approaches Britt, not in a dramatic, evil speech kind of way, but quiet, almost awkward, like he doesn't even know how to do this. He offers her the treatment, not free though. Nah, this is still GH. There's always a catch. He wants her to keep working for him, stay involved, in whatever shady research project he's running. And Britt, she's not stupid. She knows this is dangerous. She knows getting tangled with Sidwell ain't exactly a safe career move. But also, she wants to live. And survival makes people compromise. It just does. Now here's where things get messy in that emotional, complicated way. Jason's gone, locked up, out of the picture. And Britt, she's alone again. That kind of isolation, it changes how you see people, even the bad ones, especially the bad ones. Because when someone shows up in your worst moment, even if they're not a good person, it sticks. It shouldn't, but it does. So yeah, I can see Britt starting off guarded, cold, purely transactional. You give me the treatment, I do the work. That's it. But Sidwell, he's not the same guy anymore either. Marco's death, it's still sitting there between every conversation, every silence. And slowly things shift. Not fast, not clean, not romantic in a fairy tale way. More like weird pauses, unfinished sentences, moments where neither of them knows what they're doing. And somehow that's where the connection starts. I'm not saying they fall in love overnight. Nah, that would be lazy writing. But there's something about two broken people orbiting each other, both kind of lost, both kind of pretending they're fine. Yeah, that builds. And Britt, she's always had that edge, that ability to see through people. So she notices it first. Sidwell changing, small things, subtle stuff. Like he doesn't snap as quickly. He doesn't push as hard. He hesitates before making decisions that would have been easy for him before. And she calls him out on it too, I bet. Like, what, you growing a conscience now? Half joke, half serious. And he doesn't answer, which is kind of the answer. And this is where I start thinking maybe Britt becomes the turning point, not because she's perfect, not because she fixes him, I hate that trope, but because she sees the version of him that could exist and doesn't immediately shut it down. She challenges him, pushes back, doesn't let him hide behind the villain role, and slowly Sidwell starts choosing differently. Not all at once, not in some big redemption speech, just one decision at a time. And yeah, maybe at first it's selfish. Maybe he helps Britt because he doesn't want to lose another person. That's still growth, even if it's messy. And let's be real for a second, GH loves a redemption arc. It's basically tradition at this point. Villains don't stay villains forever. They evolve. They get softened, reshaped, recontextualized. So Sidwell becoming a better man, that's not even far-fetched. It's actually kind of expected, just depends on how they write it. But here's the thing I keep circling back to. Marco's death. That can't just be a stepping stone. It has to matter. If Sidwell changes, it has to feel like it cost him something. Like he's carrying that loss into every choice he makes. Otherwise, it's just empty drama. And I don't think that's what this storyline is aiming for. So yeah, my take? Sidwell doesn't go full revenge mode. He thinks about it, maybe even starts down that path a little. But then something pulls him back. Maybe it's Britt. Maybe it's the memory of Marco. Maybe it's just exhaustion from being that guy for too long. And instead of burning everything down, he stops. And that pause, that hesitation, that's where the real story begins. And low-key, there's something kind of real about that. Like, people don't always change because they want to be good. Sometimes they change because they can't keep being who they were. It's too heavy, too empty, too pointless. And yeah, losing someone you love, that'll do it. It forces you to look at everything different, even the stuff you thought you were sure about. So if Sidwell ends up saving Britt, not just physically, but like giving her time, giving her a chance, that's not just plot. That's him choosing life over destruction. For once, And maybe, just maybe, that choice sticks. Or it doesn't. This is GH after all. Things fall apart real quick around here. But even if it's temporary, even if he slips back later, that moment of change, it still matters. Anyway, I might be reaching a bit, yeah. Maybe the show just goes full revenge chaos and I'm over here writing a whole redemption essay for nothing, lol. But IDK, something about this setup feels different. Like they're setting Sidwell up for something more than just another villain spiral. Something quieter, weirder, less predictable. And honestly, I'm kind of here for it. Even if it gets messy. Actually, especially if it gets messy.